Good evening, everybody. It's just after 7 on a Monday night, and it's time to go wild. Welcome to the Time to Go Wild radio show here on Halton Community Radio 92.3 FM. We are also live across the internet on ws.hcr923fm.com/listen and on TuneIn. You can contact the show, radio@widnesworld.co.uk and via Facebook and Twitter.com/ttgw radio. You can contact us by telephone 01928 835 291 and by text 07716 672 874. Start your messages with TTGW. All messages charged at your standard network rate. I hope you're ready. It's time to go wild. Evening all. Wow, what a weekend we've had. Hiya, Doug.
Good evening, how are you?
Well, we've survived the trip back. It was a wee bit hairy, so I'll tip my hat off to the bus driver because he was having to battle some rather heavy winds on the M62 coming over the top last night. Mm-hmm. And if I sound a bit croaky, it's because my cold still hasn't cleared and it's been attacking my chesticle. So, yes, last night was definitely a lively one, I think, at both sides of the M62.
It was the ladies' game was interesting, shall we say.
Well, before we start discussing, I'll hit the magic button and go through the results. Okay, while my voice holds out, let's go through the results for the last week between the Elite League and the EIHA Women's and D1 North 1 and 2. Starting off with Continental Cup action. Yes, the Sheffield Steelers were in Continental Cup action against Written Sport. It was the bronze medal game with the Sheffield Steelers 2, Written Sport 0, giving the Sheffield Steelers a bronze medal for third place, so congratulations to the Sheffield Steelers. Moving on to the EIHL Challenge Cup for Tuesday the 9th of January. Belfast Giants 7, Fife Flyers 0 for Wednesday the 10th. Cardiff Devils 6, Guildford Flames 2. Moving to the Elite League for Friday the 12th. Belfast Giants 5, Nottingham Panthers 2. For Saturday the 13th. Guildford Flames 3, Coventry Blaze 2. Milton Keynes Lightning 3, Dundee Stars 4. Greyhead Clan 2, Manchester Storm 5. Belfast Giants 6, Nottingham Panthers 4. Fife Flyers 6, Edinburgh Capitals 1. Moving to Sunday the 14th. Coventry Blaze 5, Fife Flyers 2. Cardiff Devils 8, Guildford Flames 3. Edinburgh Capitals 4, Manchester Storm 3. Dundee Stars 3, Brayhead Clan 7. Moving to the EIHL Women's Premier League. For Sunday, Nottingham Vipers 0, Swindon Top Cats 10. Widnes Wild Women 5, Chelmsford Cobras 6. For the NIHL Division 1 North Morley. For Saturday, Solihull Barons 3, Telford Tigers D1 2, Hull Pirates 4, Whitley Warriors 3, Solway Sharks 9, Blackburn Hawks D1 2. I'll read that one again. Solway Sharks 9, Blackburn Hawks D1 2. For Sunday in D1, Whitley Warriors 3, Hull Pirates 4 after overtime, Blackburn Hawks D1 7, Nottingham Lions 2, Billingham Stars 14, Dragons D1 0. And NIHL Division 2 North Laidler for Saturday, Bradford Bulldogs 6, Hull Jets 7 after a shootout, Telford Tigers D2 4, Sutton Sting 3 after overtime, Blackburn Hawks D2 3, Altrincham Aces 6, Sheffield Senators 10, Dragons D2 4. And finally for Sunday, Sheffield Senators 3, Bradford Bulldogs 2, Altrincham Aces 6, Coventry Blaze NIHL 3, Dragons D2 2, Telford Tigers D2 11, and the biggie, the top of the table clash, Hull Jets 1, Widnes Wild 5, and that's the roundup of your results for the last week. Join us for more next week and stick around for more from Time to Go Wild. Well, Doug.
Yes.
That was a busy weekend.
It was definitely a 4-pointer, wasn't it?
Well, it was definitely a double pointer. And I managed to catch up on a very, very rowdy bus afterwards with a few people, starting off with our very own player coach, Monsieur Ollie Barron.
Time to go Wild Radio, catching up with Ollie Barron on a very noisy team bus after a 5-1 win at Hull. Ollie, your take on that, please.
Hello, Colin and all the TTGW Wild listeners. Yeah, very good result for us, very disciplined team performance. We battled hard for 60 minutes and come away with a point, so very happy on the way back to Widnes over the Wild Bridge.
It's a big win because it was the top of the table clash, of course, so gives a little bit of breathing room, and we've still got another game to play against them.
Yeah, games are coming thick and fast. We've still got to play them twice, so things are very tight at the top. I think there's only 2-3 points that separates first to fifth, so we just got to take one game at a time and take it one game at a time, basically. So yeah, good result tonight, and looking forward to next weekend. We might be looking to bring an extra couple of bodies in for the remaining games. I think we've got 13-14 games left, so we're going to need some help. We've just got a few guys with their commitments and injuries, so yeah, we might be able to keep your eye out via the website and social media for a couple of player announcements.
Well, we'll let you enjoy the rest of the trip home, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Colin, and thank you for the listeners and the wild ones for making the trip to Hull for the Chip Spice. Thank you.
Catching up now with hat-trick hero and his first time on the radio properly, Nick Manning. Nick, thanks for joining us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So, Nick, you're keeping the form going, a couple of extra goals. How's it feel?
Yeah, good. I think we've had a good few games at the line. I think all scored 64 goals last weekend, and nice to do them out of it this weekend.
The form seems to be keeping us going now in the new year. So how's things over the season been feeling for you?
Yeah, good. We've had a few up and downs. I think it's a tough league. I think there's probably 1 point between top 4 or 5 teams. So it's tough games every week, but we're hitting a bit of form at the right time, I think. So
hat-tricks are always nice to get. So did you manage to keep one of the game pucks for that one?
I didn't. No. They don't happen very often for me. I like to set these two guys up a bit more, but no, everything fell to me tonight. So good to get the first hat-trick of the year, I think.
Well, thanks for joining us, and have a good rest of the week.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Catching up with Matt Crowell after a fantastic performance tonight in Hull against the Hull Jets. Matt, just one let in on a 5-on-3 big power play at the end. Some quality goaltending tonight.
Yeah, thanks very much. The D helped, played solid all game. Apart from the end where Biff was a bit selfish getting a penalty.
But form's been looking good. Both goaltenders tonight actually had a really good game, I thought.
Yeah, he played well as well. Maybe let out a few rebounds. That's how he scored, really. So
it was interesting during a stoppage in play with the pair of you playing a bit of puck tennis, so to speak, just to keep warm.
Yeah, there's nothing else to do, so it's good fun.
Hey, thanks for joining us, and have a good week. We'll catch you another time.
Cheers, thank you.
So that was the very, very rowdy team bus on the way back from Hull last night. And, well, we've got an extra body with us this evening, our extra special guest, have we not, Doug?
We have, yes. He's becoming a bit of a regular. So we can guess who it is.
He's becoming a bit of a
it's proper spokesman.
It is.
It's Barry Sprakes.
Evening,
all. Evening, Barry. How are you?
Not too bad.
So how's
better
Pucker
after yesterday?
Yeah, it was a bit scary that for Pucker last night, don't you think?
Yeah.
It was 54 minutes. Very tough game. I mean, to be honest, I thought for all the way up until the end of the second period, it still could have gone either way.
Yeah, it
very
was,
much so.
It was close up until then. It's just, as Ollie said, it's the way the team's sticking together, playing.
I mean, there were lots of chances on goal, and Matt and Dean both stood up big.
Yeah, and Matt stood on his edge yesterday. Like, there were some saves he pulled off there. His leg come out from nowhere. And
there was a big post to post, and it really was like, wow, where did that come from?
Post to post, Dippy hit one post off the other post and back out. Couldn't believe that. I was cheering.
Yeah, there was a first period I thought we'd scored, and that the nets they were using didn't have padding on the centre pillar at the back, so I thought it had gone in, hit the centre pillar and pinged back out. But then I was watching it during the period break, and no, it had hit the post, and it was so quick, the shot. Poor Dean Bonewater didn't really see it. But 0-0 end of the first period, absolutely nip and tuck, nothing really between the two sides. Second period, even with the 2 goals, I think there was not a lot in it, to be honest.
No, they were always quick on the break hole, but we contained them, to be honest.
Managed. Yeah, it was a toughie. It was a big.
We got some wise words from Simon Offord as well.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Shall I put the mantra music on for it?
Go on, Simon Offord's wise words.
Right, okay, for Simon Offord, here we go with a bit of this. Now for an extra special moment, not a Mike Mowers Monday mantra, but some wise words from our captain, Mr. Simon Offord.
Yeah, Simon came back to me after last night's game, and he said, I asked him how it had gone. He said, I think we outplayed them in every position and on every line. Everyone put in a performance, even when they tried to goon it up, they took a pasting. I think we'll probably lose someone because we went a little bit too far, but we don't know yet. And that was it.
Many thanks to Simon Offord for wise words from Captain's Corner. Tune in future episodes of Time to Go Wild for other potential Captain's Corner wise words.
From watching the highlights, everyone stands up for everyone now.
It was a live one, and we'll be catching up with Hull coach Andy Daintith in a couple of minutes' time, all being well. So, in order to do that, we're going to take a little breather and put a little bit of music on. If I hit the right button. And how about a little bit of Guns N' Roses, gents? Welcome to the Jungle, perhaps?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, because there was a lively one last night. And all being well, we'll be back after this with Hull coach Andy Daintith. Bit of Welcome to the Jungle. I was keeping my eye on the playback, and unfortunately I had to switch a few buttons around, so we kind of crashed the ending there. Right, well, I'm going to say hello to our phone guest. Good evening to Andy Daintith, head coach of the Hull Jets. Thanks for joining us, Andy.
No worries, Paul, anytime. Thank you for inviting me on.
Oh no, it's a pleasure.
Sorry I didn't get time to have a chat with you yesterday, but we had a bit of a discussion after the game, and then I came out and you'd gone. So
yeah, it was quite understandable. It was a very, very lively affair in those last sort of 5 minutes. So everyone wants to get their heads together afterwards, which is.
That was an enjoyable game. Yeah. It was. Once again, it's a great advert for the league. I think every game. I think every game at the moment's a tough game.
Oh, very much. I mean, you guys had a very tough game the night before against Bradford in Bradford.
Yes, we were. As I was saying to the other gentleman, we had about 4 or 5 skaters last night who were injured. We played through injuries. We took quite a few hits and things like that. It's a tough place to go. It's Bradford. Very, very dark, very dingy. It's very chippy hockey. But Andy knows Tony Brown knows what he's talking about, and he's got a good squad there. They'll turn teams over at that place, definitely. But we came away with 2 points, and that's all we was bothered about. And if you can come away with points, you're doing well when you go to Bradford.
Well, it is. I mean, we talking before you just been on air. We were saying we lost to Bradford on just before Christmas.
Yeah.
And they seem to know how to play teams now.
It's more the case of when the puck's going around the boards, they know where that puck's going to bounce out, and if you're not used to the rink, you're not used to that sort of thing. And as I say, on Saturday night we was rimming the puck around the boards, and it was just popping out here, there, and everywhere. But you have to go to them sort of situations, and you have to play in them games. Everybody has to do it. So it's just part of the game.
Well, I mean, every team knows their home ice better than
God,
else.
definitely.
Hull's got some interesting parts as well, isn't it?
I mean, I remember a few years back, Hull had a couple of interesting dead spots in the boards till they got changed when they put all the new boards in. But as we're saying, every rink has its own idiosyncrasies, and one thing that the whole team know, and the Jets, they're very, very quick on the brakes. They know you guys know how to use that big pad.
Yeah, it's as I say, it's wide, and it's a bit like, it's not as wide as Blackburn, but it is wide, and if you've got fast swingers, then you'll benefit on a pad that size. But yesterday's game was, the first period, I thought we were the better side yesterday. The first period, without a shadow of a doubt. The second and third, Widnes just converted the goals. They just scored. We couldn't score. We struggled to score yesterday. We had that sort of conversation was about yesterday. You're going to go in situations like that where you're playing teams and you're not going to score and you're going to struggle, and they don't struggle. And sometimes it's, when you're on a streak like we have been, sometimes it's hard for the guys to understand that. But it's something they've got to understand, and they've just got to, carry on and get with it, and just get with the programme straight away, and just keep going and going and going. But it was a good game yesterday. It was an excellent game.
I was having a look at your streak. It was something like 12 games unbeaten or something like that.
Yeah, it was quite fun. It was a good day. It was a good Christmas present for me. I'll tell you, Colin. I know that for a fact. It was one of the best Christmases I've had for a while. But no, we've got a good bunch of guys. We haven't got we've had kids who've come through the junior systems, and then they've left, and then they've come back, and then they've come back into the team, and they've bolstered us massively. And at some points, I think we've got probably the best three lines at the moment. But there is other teams out there who will give us competition. I think the D's are doing a hell of a lot better than they have been doing, and my goaltender's strong. So we've got a good basis this year. Then that's what's really made the team doing so well.
I mean, I've been keeping an eye on the Jets, and I mean, you've got people who are sort of long-term players, like Richie Hagger, Dan Hackford, and of course the sniper himself, Mr. Kieran Beach. And you've got a veteran in Andy Ward, but the player who's come on so much since last season is Dean Bowater. I think he's absolutely come up an extra level this year.
Oh, Dean's enjoying himself now. Dean's enjoying the game. He's matured a hell of a lot. He's been through the ranks in Hull. He knows what we're all about. He comes to play and he enjoys himself, and he's enjoying himself even more, which is really good. And as I say, when he's on his game, he's unstoppable. But everybody has dips now and again, and as I say, you've got to turn up for every night, because if you don't, you're going to get beat. And that was last night. We got beat fair and square. That was it. I didn't think there was much between both squads. Widnes have got a good squad, but between us both, it's just entertaining games, and that's what you want. As you said to me before, the Richie Haggers and all this, they're massive players. But they just want to play hockey. That's the good thing about it. They just want to play. And we got a guy this year called Gowan Beddoes. He's exactly the same. He's been playing rec all his life, and he's been asking me to play. And he thinks he's old, but he can play. He can play and he can score.
Yeah, I must admit, actually, Gowan, I've noticed Gowan a lot this season when we've played, and he is an influential player out there.
Oh, he didn't think he would be like that. He basically came to me and said, I'm going to play probably till the end of January, and I'll go back and play rec if that's all right. And then after the first 3 or 4 games, I said, you ain't going anywhere, pal. You can just carry on playing at this level. And he was still asking me after Christmas, do you want me to sign? Do you want me to carry on? And I said, are you an absolute idiot? Or what? Of course you want you to play. But he's bolted, and he plays well with Hacko. Dan Hackford, he's another player who's come back. And Dan's just steady away. He does everything correct. And he's a good player. He's a good player.
The league this year is so tight. I mean, you've got the top 4 separated by just 2 points, with Telford and yourselves on 32, with Altrincham and Widnes on 34, and then you've also got Sutton Sting on 30. I mean, it's probably the tightest that this league has been in many years.
Absolutely. But that's the good thing about it, and that's the most enjoyable. You come in every night, and if you get them 2 points, you're going to go. You're going to go that bit step further, and you're just hoping that someone else goes through a bad streak, and then you're breaking away from everybody, but they're not. I mean, Telford. I was talking to Cam in Telford, and he's got a crack inside there now. If there's any team that I think will win the league, it'll be Telford this year.
Well,
I think Telford will win the league this year, with the way they're playing and the squad that they've got. I think you guys will come close, but I think it'll be. I predict it'll be Telford. Telford or us.
Well, I mean, it'd be an interesting one if the Jets win the league and the league structure stays as it is, because then you end up having to play what's always classed as the senior team, the Pirates now.
Yeah. Well, we have, everybody's been saying about that, and And I've always said to him, I've just said to him, at the end of the day, we go game on game now, month on month. We don't look towards the end of the season. We just go and see how well we're doing and keep competing, because that's what it's all about. We don't want to go and start thinking about next year already. We want to finish this season first.
I mean, as a videographer, for me, filming that game last night, I mean, I thought, personally, at least for the first two, at the end of the second period, I thought the game could still turn. I mean, it was so tight. 2 goals, it can easily turn on a dime and go the other way. I mean, the game in Widnes, it swung both. 1 minute it was Widnes in the front, then it was Hull in front, and Widnes in front, then Hull in front. That's the way hockey is, isn't it?
I think sometimes when you, especially like you're saying, Call out, after when you're 2-0 up, 2-0 in this league is nothing. You can still pull 2 goals back within the case of like 3 minutes. So and I think we did that at Widnes. We was 2 goals down, and we've done this against Halton. We was 3-1 down, and we came back to win it 4-3. So you're always in the game at them scorelines. And even I said it at the end of the second, we were a million miles away. We made a couple of errors, and they got conceded on, and we were still in the game. But obviously, then you guys decided to score another 3, which was really happy for me.
Yeah, well,
but that's what it's. That games go like that, And like we had the discussion with the guys afterwards, and we just said, they didn't play bad, which they didn't. They just got frustrated, and the goals didn't. Usually, they would score, and they didn't. If we'd have bagged with the first 3, then the 3 breakaways that we had in the first period, it would have been totally different. But Matt played really well. Matt Coyle played really well.
Yeah, it's the way hockey. I mean, the shots on goal it was 36 versus 39. I mean, it was basically a level game in that. So
yeah, definitely. Like I said to Matt, he had a good game, and he had a very good game. I just wish he didn't just have a good game against me. That's all. But that's. I was at the England sessions with him, and I kept saying to him, "When you play me, I hope you just have a rubbish game, mate." So he said, "Yeah."
Now his confidence is coming on no end, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, he's doing really well. He's doing really well. I like the lad. He's a really nice lad.
So you've got a couple of interesting fixtures coming up in the next couple of weeks, I take it?
We got Blackburn this Saturday, and then we've got you guys.
Yeah. So and it's back in Hull. So
yes. I'll
so
try and get the cafe open so people can have chips.
yeah. It was a bit of a shame that. But
yeah, well, they on a Sunday night they seem to shut the rink cafe early. I don't know why, but anyway, that's another story.
It was a bit of an unusual one because other Jets games the cafe's been open, so
yeah.
Well, that's because the games have been on Saturdays, haven't they?
Yeah, that's true.
It's unusual to play them on a Sunday.
So, what's your top 4 rating for this season, then, guys?
Ooh, top 4.
I know what you're going to say first.
Well, but to be honest, the top 4
have got to be in there. Telford are coming up on the rails. I don't know if Sutton really want it.
Yeah, that depends. I mean, Altrincham want every game.
Altrincham wants everything.
So I think it's going to be a battle royal to the end of the season. It's going to be tight. It really is. It's just going to be every game is going to be a war of attrition, I think.
Yeah.
If you look at the Senators as well, they've only played 20 games, so they're 25 points. So they could come up on the rails as well.
So,
as I say, anybody can go on a streak, can't they? That's the good thing about it. You can go on a streak, and then you get 3 and 4 and 5 on the bounce, and you're well up there. Yeah. As I say, when we was, I think we was 6th or 7th at the time, and then we got beat against Sutton, and we played terrible in the first period, and then the second and third we actually won the actual periods itself, and then from there it kick-started everything, and then we just went on that 12 winning streak. And we went to Sheffield and we beat them 10-4, and we never turned Sheffield over like that. So we was obviously doing something right, and then it just snowballed from there and just kept going and going and going.
Well, I think a friend of ours has been keeping an extra eye on you after his sad passing, don't you think?
Say that again.
A certain mutual friend of ours, Big Ricky, has been keeping an extra eye on the Jets.
Yeah. Well, his posters up. My junior club, we got him a board done, and obviously he's in the corner, so he's watching everybody, and he's watching sure everybody's all right. We all miss him like crazy, but he was a top bloke, an absolute top bloke.
Yeah, it just seems a bit
loved his hockey. So that, as I say, I'm head coach here at Hull and at the juniors and the Jets, and then I do the Cobras, and obviously I do conference and stuff. And he's always, when I'm always at the arena, he's always there, and he just loves it. He absolutely loves it, and you need people like that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we're going to let you go and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thanks very much for joining us.
I'm going back on the ice now.
Oh, crikey. Who are you with next? Is it...
my 18s are on. I'm going back on with my 18s now.
Well,
so I was just sending the other guy, they're having a night off tonight, so because they're a bit battered, so they're having a night off tonight.
They've earned it. Well, thanks for joining us, Andy, and we'll catch up with you again, hopefully in a couple of weeks' time we're over in Hull.
Absolutely, no worries, gents. Thanks very much for a good night.
Thanks so much, Andy.
Good night.
See you later, guys. Bye.
And now on Time to Go Wild Radio, it is time to sit back and relax and enjoy Mike Marr's Monday Mantra.
Don't talk, just act. Don't say, just show. Don't promise, just prove. Widnes Wild.
Join us again next week for more wise words on Mike Marr's Monday Mantra.
So, a very short mantra there from Mike, but I think, Barry, you can...
Spot on that, right?
Yeah, last night definitely was very much that.
Yeah, it was... after Christmas, it seems like everyone's come back as...
We're all fired up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they want it. I mean, everyone's working for each other, they're backing each other up, they're supporting each other, they're sticking up for each other, and it's showing. I mean...
Well, and perhaps the loss just before Christmas was the kind of injection they needed, just to...
Proverbial kick in the backside.
Yeah, remind us we're not invincible.
Yeah, very much so. It's one of those places you expect... You sort of look down and think, oh yeah, we'll get this, that and the other, and then you get stung. I mean, Bradford, when they first came into the league, were one of our stings in the tail.
Bradford's always, even in the wreck, it's been a hard place to play. It's like, it's dark, it's
upstairs.
Yeah, 3 floors up.
Or downstairs, depending on where you are.
At least it's not in your ladies' chamber.
Yeah.
So, well, we've still got plenty to do. Better do a little bit of this one. But here, what's on, guy? Don't forget to check out all of the websites for all your usual stuff, your Puckers Pals, your community stuff, your highlight podcast information, and all the main news, views, and everything that's coming up on the Widnes Wild. So, Doug, what else have we got?
We've got an announcement, actually, about Lee Kemp's birthday. It's on the 18th of January. So many happy returns today.
Very happy, many happy returns.
Yeah, happy birthday, Lee.
Right, but this coming Saturday, Widnes Wild are away to the Sutton's Thing. Face off in Sheffield at 4:30. Then Sunday, we are at home to the Bradford Bulldogs. Face off at 5:30. And following that, the Halton Huskies have got a game against the Kingston City Knights that faces off at 8:30. On the Sunday the 28th of January, the Widnes Wild are at home to the Coventry Blaze, face off again at 5:30. Then on Saturday the 3rd, we're away to Hull again.
Yes.
I might better make that one, definitely after this last one. And on Sunday the 11th, Widnes Wild take on the D-Side Dragons D2, face off at 5:30.
And we have coach travel for this Saturday.
This coach travel on Saturday, if you book it through the Wild Ones, and it leaves Widnes at 12 noon.
So yes,
it was a good coach trip this week. I mean, it was rammed. Everyone had a laugh.
And
sounds like it.
Yes, the special boys were being special.
No, they.
Yeah.
The children.
The children.
Yeah, he sat next to me all the way.
He was back, wasn't he? Yeah.
So
we've got a couple of owned and loans that are still available. We've got Nick Manning's warm up, and we've got Carl Haslam's away and warm up. They're the only 3 that's left.
All right, so don't forget you can still get your name down for them. Right, in the meantime, it's time to change from one tune to another. A very packed show this evening. Just a couple of newsy items from around the leagues. We've got Widnes Wild's former player and has moved from Chelmsford to Telford Tigers D1. That's our very old friend Philip Super. So he's joined them. And Lewis Edwards has joined the Dragons D1 as a netminder. So hopefully their moves are going to work out for both of those players. Best wishes to them. And we have the GB Under 18 squad has been named. So if you check out eiha.co.uk, you can see that. And a couple of names just to mention: Kieran Brown from Blackburn and also playing for the Sheffield Steelers, Jordan Buessa, Solway Sharks and Brayhead Clan. We have where are we? Joe Hazeldine, Swindon Wildcats and Nottingham Panthers is another name to mention. Callum Burnett from Chelmsford and the London Raiders. And one name, Austin Mitchell King from Coventry Blaze, Liam Kirk from Sheffield Steelers. But one name that in particular that sticks out to me, which I was pointed out last night, is a chap by the name of Aidan Strangeway, currently playing for Notre Dame out in Canada. Has to be brother of our very own Kieran Strangeway. Yes, so congratulations.
Kieran was at the game yesterday. It was good to see him, yeah. He was.
So yes, Aidan's been. He's on the main squad, not on the reserves. He's made it onto the main squad roster, subject to injuries or anything that picked up. But yeah, and the final news will come out on February 27th for that. So
just as a matter, I didn't get to the game last night, and I'd like to thank the person tweeting. And all the people who tweet the games, because it does mean that when you're not there, you can actually keep up with what's going on.
God, I got so many messages asking, how can you live stream it? I was calling you live streaming this.
There are technicalities around live streaming, umpteen issues about permissions and the likes. And there was something, just before we go on to You Make the Call, when we had the playoff game in Blackburn, where there was somebody Facebook live streaming the game and they thought it was coming from the official camera, but it wasn't. It was somebody's phone, and the rink manager actually came around looking because they found it online and actually had to ask them to stop, because there are, so for anybody out there who is actually contemplating that, there are actual rules about live streaming games without permission. So that was the answer that was given. But it's not as though you have to worry about the live streaming. We have Twitter feeds, and then a lot of the clubs, particularly Widnes, courtesy of myself, we do keep ourselves busy and get some highlights out there for you. So, if there's call for it, things can be put in place, but it's a tricky thing, and it takes a lot of overheads to do a proper live stream. But that's that.
There is one other, just before you go to the Beat the Stripies. The Widnes Wild women's team will be doing a fundraiser for Sunday's match against Bradford, and they're going to be located at the 50-50 table.
Okay, so keep your eye out on that one. So, it's time for this one. Time for a bit of You Make the Call as I slide along. We'll quickly go through this one. So guys, here we go. It's real quick Q&A from courtesy of the eiha.co.uk, their usual hashtag Team Stripies You Make the Call. Question 1 this week, and we don't have the answers, so we're keeping it open. We'll do the answers next week. An attacking player is assessed a misconduct penalty in his attacking zone. Where is the resulting face-off? Any ideas? So the penalty is in his attacking zone, or her attacking zone, but in the attacking zone, the attacking player, where would the face-off go?
Opposite end.
With it being a misconduct, it's a major penalty in it.
I'm going for a 10. It's a person.
Yeah, so I'd say it stays in closest spot to where they are, because it'll continue as 5 on 5.
It's a personal penalty.
Yeah. Maybe.
I'll be interested to see that one.
Right, I'm at the opposite end of the rink.
I was thinking the same as you, Doug. The opposite. Okay. So, question 2: a player in full control of the puck in the neutral zone skates backwards into the zone, probably the attacking
zone, yeah,
with the puck on the end of his stick until fully crossing the blue line. Is it onside or offside? So I'm taking it, he's skating backwards with the puck. He's holding onto the puck and his feet cross the blue line before the puck. Onside or offside?
Onside. As long as he's in full control of the puck.
He's crossed the blue line before the puck.
Yep.
I'm putting money on that being offside. Because as far as I'm aware, the offside rule is the puck has to cross the line before the feet.
Unless you're in full control of the puck, and that only counts obviously when you're skating backwards. You can't be stick handling coming back over. You've got to be pulling the puck back over.
Okay.
Both feet.
Full control. Okay.
Well, keep that one for next week.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one for next week.
Money on that.
No, that's my instinct. So. All right, okay, and the last one. What are the 3 principles to bear in mind when assessing a coincidental penalty? Ooh.
You get very technical on that.
So what would you think? I'd go with, well, they're the same penalty.
Yeah. They happen at the same time.
Yeah, that's the starters.
You know, they're the same. So roughing, they're both getting called for, like, roughing. They're both getting the same severity to a point, but you can have a 2 + 2 versus a 2, and the first 2 minutes are called coincidental.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Those 2 principles.
Yeah. Well, watch this space.
I take pucks to the head, so don't ask me too many questions.
Well, if you had an idea, why don't you text in with your 3rd principle?
So yeah, text in. You can email us, radio@widneswild.co.uk. You can text us. So I'm going to find the phone number to remind myself. It's 07716 672874. And we can be discussing these next week, so you can also drop us messages through Facebook and Twitter.
And we've heard tonight that teams other than the Widnes Wild listen to the show.
Oh yes. So if you're listening anywhere outside there in the internet, be it via the podcast later on or whatever, let us know. We can give you shout outs, birthday mentions, and anything. You know, we want to make sure that you're getting included. And if there's any news coming through from the teams, be it from within the D1 and D2 North, and you want an extra bit of a shout out, let us know. We'll try and include it as best we can. So, crikey, we've only got about 10 minutes to go this week. It's been a full packed show. Oh, right. I think we've just about covered most things. We've done the news, we've done that one, we've done that. Yeah. So.
You took your list off.
I think so. Thoughts again about the weekend?
I personally, from where I was stood, I think we played exceptionally well, considering the size of the ice. There was no puck chasing going on. It was a good system being played. What do you say, 50 odd minutes in, that's when...
About 54 minutes.
About 54 minutes in, that's when it started.
If people want to know what we're talking about,
nitty
it's
and gritty,
on the highlights.
Other than that, I think we've come back after Christmas, showing that we mean business. We're capable of doing it. I mean, Ollie, Simon pointed out in the changing room, Ollie slid head first in front of a slap shot just before the end of the second period.
Yes.
He actually dove head first, and Simon said, if that's not dedication to this team, then what is?
There were there were a couple of shots actually. There's one I think on the highlights where somebody does
Kemp drops down,
does the old body slam to stop the puck, and he took another one on the boot. In the third period, and it's like sometimes those on the boot can hurt just as much as when they hit anywhere else.
I did like one of the goal celebrations from last night.
Yeah.
Oh.
Only doing stars on the ice.
Yeah.
The snow angels.
Snow angels.
But yeah,
it's not going to live that down very quickly.
And I managed to get it in slow motion as well afterwards. But you know, everyone, both teams, they didn't want to give up. They both fought hard, and that's what we like to see at a game. And there's a lot to be that both teams can take out of last night's game, I think.
I think last night at the end of it was probably frustration.
Yeah.
No matter how hard they tried, it just wasn't getting there.
It wasn't beating Matt.
After that, I said, 57 seconds. He went, I'm not bothered. He looked, big grin on his face, I'm not bothered.
I mean, 5-on-3, you're 5-on-3 penalty killing, and they managed to break basically 4-on-2.
Yeah.
So it was a scramble in front of the net. You got a spare man. Back door was open, and they popped the puck in. It's frustrating, but it's one of those things. But when you actually look at the games, you know, the likes of an Altrincham game or a Hull game these days, Sheffield game. The games are getting more, as the table shows. You've got 5 teams separated by 4 points, which is basically 2 wins. 30, 32, 32, 32, 34, 34.
Well, the other interesting thing is the goal difference between us and Altrincham is exactly the same.
Yeah. The penalty minutes, on the other hand, is a little bit different.
Oh, yes, a bit different. 674 for Altrincham and 387 for us.
But other than that, you're looking in the high 400s. So even the penalty minutes across the league, apart from Altrincham there, it's pretty level. You can't really say that it's a dirty league in that aspect.
No, Sutton are the lowest at 244.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at Morley as well, the Morley League, D1, you've got 4 points separating the top 4. Solway, Telford, Hull, and then Sheffield on the top of the table. And there's still a lot to play for in that league.
There is.
It's very tight. The Women's League.
Well, can we mention the women's from last night? We haven't really mentioned them, have we?
I mean, it looked like a tight finish, and the women's
it was.
Did they run out of steam, or?
I think if our two or three ladies who had lots of chances had managed to convert them, and their netman hadn't managed to scramble them away, it could have been a win for the Widnes Wild on that one.
I was looking at the game sheet, and it was, they were very much in the lead at one point, and it just ran away from them. It's such a shame.
They do have some very strong, quick forwards.
I mean, the damage was done by Teresa Plankova, by the look of it, 4 goals.
She's quick.
She's very quick, if I remember from last season.
Yeah, straight down the middle. Takes people on.
Yeah, but they're working hard, that team. They really are. I mean, fairly even game in terms of one penalty all game.
If you look at Widnes's point scorer, Amanda got 3.
Yes. 1 plus 2, Lean on 2 plus 1.
Yep.
Charlene 1 plus 0. Savannah 1 plus 0. And only 2 minutes of penalties in the whole game. I mean, that's nice to see.
Well, that penalty, I would say, actually spoilt it slightly, because it wasn't really a penalty.
No.
But they were short as well. I think there was 3 or 4 players missing from the team that should have played.
Yeah, there was also 2 suspensions.
Well, yeah, there were 2 suspensions and 2 players sat on the bench. But as a team performance, they're actually coming together better now. Steph Drinkwater was quite pleased when she got most valuable player at the end of it.
I mean, Steph's been missing for a couple of games recently, so she'll be pretty happy anyway with her overall performance, all being well. I mean, the save percent, 88.5% save, then an 84.4. I mean,
they're going to better saved average.
But we'll be bringing you more news and stuff on the women's team as their season progresses, because it'll be continuing a little while after the men's season finishes. And as us, we'll be bringing you stuff on the rec as well, which is what we'll be hopefully bringing you a little bit of news next week from the Halton Huskies camp as well.
Well, that's going to be an interesting game against the another Hull team.
I was actually chatting to one of their players last night in Hull, and he's looking forward to the game. So
yeah, I've seen some of them warming up, getting ready to go on the ice after the game.
So that's I mean, they've gained a few extra. As far as I knew, they only ever had the one main rec team, which was the Cobras over in Hull, and they've got a few extras now. It's really built up the rec.
I think it's more of a development team. There was thousands of them on the ice though, weren't there, last night? Them all.
But that's what's good to see, is so many people taking up the sport, and also how busy both Widnes and Hull's rink was last night.
That was heaving, wasn't it, when we got there? The music was booming, there was families galore all over the ice. It was
and apparently Hull was busy, Widnes was busy as well.
Widnes was busy when we picked the kits up. That was 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, so I mean, I think, to be honest, that's the dancing on ice thing that's helping.
Yeah,
every time dancing on ice happens, the rinks fill up, but
boot sales goes up.
Coming for a bit of a skate, and then why not come and take
Mum and Dad think they're Tarvel and Dean.
Oh yeah.
End up with bruises here, there and everywhere.
Well, last night at the women's game, there was about 30 people there.
That's good.
So still, the people who couldn't get to the the away game, was sat there glued to the phones.
So, anyway, well, we're coming to the end of another edition of Time to Go Wild for another week. We've got a little bit of a Who to play out with, but before that, I'd like to thank Barry for coming in once again.
Cheers, thanks very much.
And always welcome. Keep a bit of extra insight. Thanks to Andy Daintith for coming on the phone. I'll be back on Thursday with Musical Mayhem, but back next Monday from 7.
Is that if your voice holds out?
Yeah, well, somehow my voice will hold out. Might be doing a Barry White impression, but whatever.
Play the music, don't sing it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's why I don't sing. So, for another week, Doug.
Good night.
And from me, till next week, ta-ra.